Hey everybody, hope you enjoyed MST3K week as well as the episode boost for the holidays. Just a heads up for those who don't know that I am a part of the Red Ribbon Reviewers. This is a group of reviewers or bloggers who help spread awareness of HIV and AIDS while also making content to entertain those who are struggling this time of year. And if you're not a content creator, well that's perfectly fine. You can still watch the content that other people have made. And while you do that, consider donating to your local HIV prevention organization service as well, like Gaia, the Global AIDS Interfaith Alliance, which we talked about before last year. More details on that and the Red Ribbon Reviewers are in the description below. Now, watch some more Nostalgia Kid. Enjoy. Season's greetings, everyone. Well, Christmas time is here once again. The cold weather's starting to kick in, the snowfall, the ice. And I'm not that good with segues, so let's talk about Snow Day. Yep, just like Max Keeble's big move, I felt like talking about a movie from my childhood. And just like that one, I never saw this film in theaters. I eventually saw it thanks to home video. Saying that, you would probably think it was from seeing it on DVD. But no. It was actually from seeing it on video cassette. And yes, after almost 20 years later, I still have it. Say yes to VHS. But after seeing it all these years later, does it still hold up? Or is it an early 2000s kids movie that should have just been forgotten? Well, that's what we're going to find out here today. So, get bundled up in something warm, make yourself a mug of hot chocolate, and get ready for Snow Day. There's nothing in here. You know, with all the different versions of the Nickelodeon movie logos, this one always makes me wonder what this guy would be saying after seeing the crumbled remains of his house. It would probably be like, "Oh my god, my family's dead!" But it is Nickelodeon. I can't be mad at that. My family's still dead, though. Hell, even his French counterpart had the same issue at the beginning of Rugrats in Paris. Anyway, we get a small lesson on how snow is created. As if none of us knew that already. Honestly, I thought it was because God had a bad case of dandruff. Don't ask.
My sister Natalie says anything can happen on a snow day. This is the story of one of those days. A day that changed the lives of me and my family forever.
And it all changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Okay, so this review is going to be a little bit different than my other ones, mainly because the plot has stories that jump around from one to the other. Thus, I'm going to be talking about each one individually. So, let's begin. We're introduced to Weatherman Tom Branston, played by Chevy Chase. He's upset that he keeps getting these dumb gimmicks like dressing up in random costumes whenever he does news reports or telling the weather.
I'm going to ask my friends here to give me just a little push. I said a little one!
Chevy Chase going fast down a hill in a sled. Where have I seen this before? His boss says that if he wants to get a little bit more respect, he'll have to get the same or higher ratings than a rival news reporter and winner for largest shitting and grin aside from this guy, Chad Simmons. Hell, even though Tom was able to know about the snow before anyone else, Chad took all the credit and said that he knew about it first.
First one, my butt! Liar! Liar! Who was first? No! Who was first? You liar!
That's nothing. You should see what they left out in the uncut version.
Cheap, lying, no good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit he is!
Eventually, Tom walks in on Chad doing a news report and decides to call him out on his bullshit in front of everyone there and those who are watching on TV by asking him to tell everyone where snow comes from. Spoiler alert, he only knows 2 things about the white stuff. Jack and shit. And Jack left town.
You know, the Eskimos have exactly 11 words for snow. But we, on the other hand, we only have 1 word, and that word is snow. You see, when the barometric pressure reaches all that cold, cold wind that comes swooping down from old Canada.
Do you think you got his research from a half-assed Wikipedia article?
You're a loser!
And to rub it in a little bit more, he makes Chad tell everyone who found out about it first.
Tom Branston.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that one.
Tom Branston. Tom Branston.
So, wait, let me get this straight. Tom Branston? Never heard of him. This story was pretty good. It could be perfectly summed up as him being envious of someone who is more popular, then finally has the courage to tell him off in front of everybody. The next story is Tom's wife and youngest son Randy at home. This one is more on the filler side. So Tom's wife Laura is a workaholic parent, because I'm not tired of seeing that dumbass cliche yet. Since she's too busy working, that means that her and Randy can't go outside in the snow to play. Laura finally decides to lighten up as her and Randy have fun outside. Even though I said this one was filler, I would be lying if I didn't say I thought this was a little bit cute. The next one follows their daughter Natalie with her friends Chet and Wayne, played by young Josh Peck. Huh, kinda sounds like the same thing I said back in the Max Keeble review. In fact, the more I think about it, are those the same kids from that movie? Holy shit, it is! Maybe Max ended up moving after all. Or since the dad is the same actor from Lizzie McGuire, maybe he left his original family due to mysterious circumstances. Natalie is hoping for another snow day, so she grabs the snow globe her father gave her and begins wishing. But that can't possibly work. Can it? Huh.
That was easy.
Thus, Natalie, her friends, and every kid are happy for school being closed and get to go outside. She then asks her brother Hal to go out and play, but he says no and decides to go talk to his crush. That part of his story we'll get to later on.
Wait a second. You're gonna waste a snow day on some girl? But we're a team.
Yeah, and we always will be. But I gotta go solo today, alright?
I need to go cure my blue balls. We then see Natalie, Chet, and Wayne as they build a snow fort that comes equipped with lights, a working TV, and PlayStation? How long did this whole thing take to set up? Did they start really early working on this? Because with how the outside looks, it will probably be the afternoon now. Also, how do they rig up those lights, that TV, and a video game console without people wondering why the hell is there a long-ass extension cable going across the street? They're probably charging the electric bill up the ass by this point. I guess they won't be answering any of those questions as we see them hearing their most hated man coming around the corner. That, of course, being the snowplow man played by Chris Elliott. Sure, later on he says that his name is Roger, but I'm gonna call him Snowplow Man, mainly because that's how he's credited at the end of the movie, as well as on the film's IMDb page. They plan to stop him from doing the rest of the streets, or in other words, make him lose his job, as they get ready to throw a snowball at him. There's even one made out of yellow snow. I always thought that was Mountain Dew as a kid, don't ask.
It's now or never.
I'll go now!
That was a direct hit. What, did one of the snowballs have a sniper scope attached to it or something?
Wow,
It's a trick. Get an axe.
Seeing how the Snowplow Man was able to find out who hit him, he literally chases these 3 kids down with his truck. Either that or Chris went crazy while shooting the movie.
Hey! If you can't hunt with the big dogs, you better sit on the porch with the pups!
Oh, what a day! What a snowy day! So after thinking he probably just killed some kids, the 3 decide to make Wayne into a dead body as a decoy so they could steal the Snowplow Man's keys from his truck. It somehow works as he doesn't question at all why the blood he's dipping his fries into had the same taste as ketchup.
You gabble, do ya?
Well, to be fair, I seen him and his friend Gus eat an alien named Spewy. Natalie and Chet try to grab the keys, but their cover is blown by Snowplow Man's pet bird. So they come up with another plan, and that is to kidnap the bird. Or is it bird-nabbed? I don't know. But then Snowplow Man gets the same idea, as he literally kidnaps Wayne in broad daylight and probably almost perfect earshot of anyone who can hear him screaming at the top of his lungs. There's a freaking house right behind them, and no one sees or hears this going on outside? Well, anyway, thanks to Wayne, he's able to find out where Natalie lives, and I can't do this justice, so just watch.
Sorry to interrupt your afternoon, ma'am, but just wondering if you might be able to tell me where I could find your daughter.
Okay, Laura, you should probably go ahead and call this number. It's not that hard. Only 3 digits. The phone starts ringing as he just walks into the house and answers it. Are there any cops in this town? Anyway, he answers the phone to hear Natalie on the other end, and tells him that if he wants his bird back, he has to give Wayne back to them and stop plowing the streets. Well, since Snowplow Man decided to chase down 3 kids like a crazy man, can you imagine if he just went ahead and tied up Wayne to the front of his truck? Well, hey, I was just kidding! Okay, seriously, did no one see this while he was driving down the street?
All right, let's make this quick. Give me the bird.
Give me the Wayne!
The bird!
The Wayne!
The bird!
The Wayne!
The bird!
The Wayne!
Okay, at this point, I wouldn't be doing this back and forth thing. I would instantly be like, well, shit, here you go, take the bird. I mean, good God, after turning my best friend into a hood ornament, I won't be messing with you again. They give the bird back as he tosses Wayne to the ground. Natalie returns home being upset and...
Where in the name of the 7th son are you going?
What the hell?
To the kitchen. I'm gonna make a grilled cheese sandwich.
Weren't you going to save the universe?
When did this suddenly turn to Action League now?
Ooh, that's got a sting.
They tell her to go back out there and stop the Snowplow Man, as she's able to know where his final stop would be. Did she put a freaking tracking device on his truck? Natalie probably had a lot of time on her hands, as she's also able to get every kid in the neighborhood. Holy shit.
For Frodo.
Okay, it doesn't end there, but can you imagine if it did? Especially when I add this type of music. They tie him up to a street sign as he begins laughing and tells him that he's already plowed all the streets. But Natalie comes back and says that they're going to unplow the streets. I would question how they know to drive a vehicle, but their friend was able to operate a crane, so I won't bother. Hopefully they know how to shift into reverse. Well, shit. Alright, one last story to talk about. We're introduced to Hal as well as his friends, Lane and name never said. Why do I say that? Because this guy is so unmemorable that I can't even recall his name, despite him being front and center on the damn movie poster. Anyway, Hal is checking out his crush, Claire, who recently just broke up with her boyfriend, Chuck. While at the bottom of the pool, he finds Claire's ankle bracelet and plans that if he returns it to her, he might be able to hit it off of her and... did he just sniff it? Okay, Hal just turned instantly creepy. He even has the cold dead stare of a serial killer, and I thought this guy was creepy. Come to think of it, what did I say earlier?
But we're a team.
Yeah, and we always will be. But I gotta go solo today, alright?
I need to go cure my blue balls. Well, at this point, I think he's gonna make a suit out of her skin. Hal and Lane go over to Claire's house to return the bracelet, but it turns out that every guy in the whole school found out about the breakup and wants to get in her pants. I have so many questions about this part that I'm just gonna have to go ahead and list them off. First, how did all these people find out about the breakup so quickly? There was no social media at the time, so it must have been some quick as hell word of mouth. Second, how did Claire not hear all these people on her front yard before? Just like Natalie and her friends making that snow fort, they must have gotten to her place really early. Third, this guy.
I love you, Claire. I want to stroke your hair.
He looks like he's in his 30s according to that 5 o'clock shadow, and I think he might be part of the faculty at school. Stop these students and do the right thing, not be the Harvey Weinstein of the 2000s. Fourth, and most importantly, are Claire's parents even home? I mean, you think they would hear all this commotion on their front yard. Seriously, her father should step onto the front porch and tell all these people one simple thing.
Hey, get out of the yard!
Hal's able to get Claire's attention thanks to Lane, as they meet up at the school's football field where he made a whale in the snow, which is apparently Claire's favorite animal.
You made this for me? Why?
It's your favorite animal. A whale. You know? Nature's gentle giant.
But I like zebras.
Chuck eventually shows up with his friends to beat the shit out of Hal, but he gets away by riding on one of their snowmobiles.
I'm sorry. I didn't introduce you to my friend Steve. Man, I love this part.
Still a better snowmobile chase than in Space Mutiny, but they will get brownie points if one of them does this. He's able to get rid of them as Lane meets up with Hal and is kinda peeved that he still wants to try to get with Claire.
Can't believe I wasted a whole snow day on this.
Oh, and what mind-blowing thing didn't you get to do today? Please, tell me.
You don't want to know.
Yes, Lane, I do.
This.
Oh my god, Lane had a thing for Hal. It's just like those other early 2000s kids movies that had this cliche. Oh me, oh my, how could I have not seen this coming? So after having your best friend confess that she has the hots for you, what does Hal do? He goes to see Claire who's practicing her diving. Oh my god, were we this dumb back then? We really couldn't tell that one girl was interested in us and the other one wasn't? With how dumb we were, I won't be surprised if there were landing lights to the bed. I mean, to quote Lane from earlier.
Man, you're dumb.
So he goes to see Lane at the ice rink, apologize to her, and they kiss. Okay, with all the stupid shit she had to put up with his dumbass, I think she's with Hal because she feels sorry for him. So anyway, that was Snow Day, and... oh shit, I forgot to bring up this guy. This is Principal Weaver. He's pretty much every kid's target for getting pelted with snowballs. And I do mean pelted. Every time we see this guy, he's just getting bombarded by snowballs from kids.
Enjoy your day off? I know I sure am. Help me, please, I beg you!
And the part that I find funny We never see the kids who are throwing the snowballs. I never came to that conclusion when I watched this as a kid, but now I'm older, I do notice it more. And if they did show the kids, would it be like Trick or Treat where these are the undead children of snow days past and they're just now getting their revenge? If that was the case, it would make this ending even more creepy. Well, this may not hold up as well like it did when I was younger, but I will say this. It is a above average early 2000s kids movie that would be fine showing them nowadays. And keep in mind that children are getting movies like this.
Okay, who cut the cheese? Whoever did it did a great job. The more you eat, the more you...
So take it for what it's worth. Some parts are good, some are cute, some are hilariously over the top, and some are... creepy. Much like Max Keeble's Big Move, the majority of it is stupid, but honestly that's what makes it fun to watch. Is it dumb? Yeah, but it's that type of dumb that makes me come back to it time after time. If you're able to find the movie, I recommend you go ahead and give it a watch. Congratulations, Nostalgia Kid! You went for the whole movie without making a joke or jab towards Disney's Frozen! Oh my god! Oh, thank you! You love me! You really love me! I'll see you guys next time! Oh, thank you! Thank you! Thank you all! Wait a minute, doesn't this count?
Sorry to interrupt your afternoon, ma'am, but just wondering if you might be able to tell me where I could find your daughter.